Hello everyone, how are you? I'm Edipo, an architect. In this video, I'm going to show you the 10 trending Greige shades for next year. These are colors I handpicked for you. Beautiful Greige shades that will definitely be a big hit next year. These are the colors I'll use in my projects and I want to share them with you. So take advantage of this, grab a pen and paper because I'm sure these 10 colors are trending. It's being used a lot this year and will be a trend for next year. I have already done some research, I've already studied it here, and these will be my choices for my projects. I'll suggest these colors to my clients in new projects, so we can try to match them with cabinetry, lighting, flooring, and so on. They're beautiful colors, alright? Take advantage and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, alright? Give us that support. Like this video because I'm sure you'll enjoy these tips I'm going to show you here, and leave your comment as well. Would you use or choose one of these 10 colors that I'm going to show you right now? First color, guys, Mangue Seco. It's a shade, it really reminds us of that beige cream, very light color, that very soft tone, recommended especially for painting your indoor spaces. Mangue Seco is the first color I want to show you in this video, and it's actually pretty close to the color of this shirt I'm wearing here. There's another color I'm going to show you here, and I'd like you to leave a comment about it for me. Oedipus, does it resemble Mangue Seco or Camel more? That's what we'll check out next. But let's talk specifically about this Mangue Seco here. Starting with it, guys, it's a shade that's in the Greige palette, which I really like. And it can be used to paint all the interior walls of your house or apartment. Edipo, what do you mean paint all the walls? Because it's a Greige shade, very light, very soft. Remember that in the videos, when I bring it up here, when I talk about shades of gray, especially beige tones, I always tell you that a light color can be used to paint all the interior walls of your house, your residence. Okay, this Mangue Seco is one of them. You can use it to paint all the walls. If you want to go bold, maybe with a darker color on just one wall, this is the one you'll use as the main color, all right? Then choose a darker color to be the accent color. But I wanted to start with it here because it's a really beautiful, really cool color that I'm sure is going to be a huge hit next year. Second color, guys, is Trigo. I've already shown it to you in other videos, including in some projects I've done. I really like this color and I'm sure you'll like it too. This Trigo color is kind of like a cream shade. Edipo, how can I identify the feeling of this color and tell the difference between Mangue Seco, which was our first one, and Trigo? Mangue Seco is more like a light beige shade. This Trigo color here is more like a cream shade, you know, that really soft tone. It's also a color you can use as the main one, both indoors and outdoors, to paint your house's facade as well. No problem, I enjoy it. I would recommend, without any hesitation, that you use the color wheat as the main color for your house's facade, the exterior area. But it's also a color that will match if you have furniture in shades of gray or beige, right? Shades of brown as well. It works really well as the main color. Understand, when I say main color, I mean the color that will stand out the most in your project, okay? We have carpentry, we have furniture, we have curtains, we have some doors. But the color that's going to be on your wall, which color will be predominant? This one, look, wheat. It's a color you can use to paint all the walls. A very light shade, a special church-like tone here, which I would recommend you use for painting your house. The third color is Camel. Remember I told you about the color of my shirt here, look. Now we can bring in this Camel, which I can say is almost like a close sister to Mangue Seco. You just looked at this color, Camel here, and look at my shirt. You'll say, Edipo, you practically copied this color Camel to put on your shirt, especially as a tribute to this color. I really like this color. You have no idea how beautiful this Camel color is after it's painted, especially with a matte finish, okay? For interior painting in your house, I always like to use paint with a matte finish. Satin, semi-gloss, and rubberized paint. I like to use those on the facade of the house, on the exterior, because it makes cleaning easier. It's a more durable paint, obviously more expensive, but for the interior I really like the matte finish, alright? At most a slight satin finish, but matte is my favorite. And the Camel color with a matte finish painted on the inside, especially in bedrooms. You have no idea how beautiful this color looks, all right? It's one of the colors I'm already adding to my priority list to recommend for the new projects I'll be doing here at ARQ. All right, I like it. I really enjoy it. Like I said, it's a color that's really close to Mangue Seco. You might even confuse them, but Mangue Seco is a bit lighter, okay? The camel color is closer to my shirt here. It's kind of a medium shade, let's put it that way, okay? A medium greige tone compared to the Mangue shade, okay? But here's another beautiful color for you to choose and paint your house. Now I am bringing you the Cyber Metallic, which is a shade of gray, okay? It's also considered greige, in the greige color palette. Oedipus, how come you're bringing this Cyber Metallic color and telling me it's a greige shade? Guys, in my opinion, I'm gonna tell you what I think. My opinion as a decorator. There are shades of gray, there are shades of beige, shades of brown. Greige tones, in my opinion, are what stay in the middle, right there between a gray tone and a beige tone. What's in the middle? I don't like gray, beige, or greige tones, right? That's my opinion. Other professionals and decorators will have theirs. My opinion is that greige tones are a middle ground to help you find the ideal house paint color, especially if you haven't found the right shade in the gray or beige palettes. So this color here looks cyber metallic, it's a shade of gray. However, if you combine it, for example, with Mangue Seco, with Trigo, with Camel for painting indoors, it will match, it will fit perfectly. Remember that I always say here in the videos, when I bring videos about colors, color suggestions for you, that gray tones go really well with beige tones. It's no different here with greige tones, right? If you're looking for a different color from different palettes and tones, here you go. You can choose, for example, the color Camel and the metallic Cyber to create the paint for a room in your house, both inside and outside. What I advise you is to be careful not to overdo it. Because gray, whether you like it or not, if we take the metallic Cyber, Trigo, Mangue Seco, here, the metallic Cyber, which is this shade of gray, it's gonna stand out. So my tip and suggestion for you is to use it in moderation. Don't overuse the shade of gray here compared to these other things you're seeing with me in the painting of your house. Orange calcite. Look, Oedipus, you're telling me here now a terracotta shade, but it's also considered among the greige tones. Orange calcite is a very strong color. We often associate it with terracotta tones, right? Brown tones, earthy tones. Let's put it this way, this orange calcite, but I do include it in greige tones. I'll give you a tip right now, a really cool one, look. You can use Mangue Seco, Trigo or Camel as the predominant color in the interior of your house. Pick a wall and use this orange calcite here, okay? It looks really luxurious. It creates that highlighted environment, that modern, contemporary vibe, that light, clean atmosphere. You know that kind of place where when you sit on your couch, in your living room, in your bedroom, you feel at peace, you feel calm because of the paint? Here, look, this is the combination you need to make. So are you going to paint, are you going to use orange calcite in your house painting? Choose one wall to paint with it, and for the other three, pick a lighter shade from the ones I just showed you here. Look at this other color here, see, Bem Sucedido. That's the name of the color, okay? Bem Sucedido. It's also in the greige palette, and it's a really cool color. It reminds you of, now I'll tell you about the next 5 colors, since I've already discussed the first 5. Actually, I even wanted to split this video here. In this first part, these first 5 colors are kind of diverse. From here on, we're going to look at 5 colors, 5 color names that I'm going to bring to you, 5 shades that are very close to each other, but each one has its own special touch, its own specialty. So, starting with this very successful color, it's a shade of greige that's also quite grayish. Let's put it that way. It's a very neutral shade of greige, all right? For those of you who want a color that doesn't draw attention, here you go. This very successful color is ideal for you if you're looking for a neutral color in your home. Lazy Hammock is our next color in our palette of greige tones that I'm showing you here now. Lazy Hammock, I can tell you, is almost a twin sister to Successful. What's the difference between one and the other? Successful is a more neutral color. This lazy hammock will, yes, remind you of a more clay-like tone, let's put it that way, a more grayish tone. I can even make this small comparison here. What do you mean, a depot? A clay tone, a grayish tone? Because it's also a neutral color that you can choose to paint the inside of your house, but it's still a grayish tone, okay? Remember at the start of the video I said we discuss grayish tones? Even though it might remind you of a clay tone, especially in other situations. And that's something really cool to highlight here for you now. Pay attention. The lighting in your house makes a difference in the color you chose to paint the walls. If you're looking for lighter lighting tones, whiter lighting, white tone lighting, your grayish colors will give a more grayish feel. Okay, get this idea with me. If you choose grayish tones to paint your house and use warmer lighting, warm white, it tends to look more brown. Okay? Even though we're talking about grayish tones here, the lighting, the tone of the lighting makes all the difference in your house's paint. And with Ray de Preguiçosa, this color I'm showing you here now is no different. It really resembles a neutral gray tone, a very neutral clay tone, but the lighting can make a difference there. Alpaca is our next color in grayish tones, but it really resembles a very light gray tone. Look, what a cool color in the grayish palette. But for you who want a color in this palette here, remember the gray tone. See, alpaca, it's a very light, soft grayish tone, ideal to be the main interior color of your house. Okay? That color that's going to show up the most. Which color is going to be repeated the most inside my house, Edipo? And I want a really light shade. Alpaca. It's one of the favorite colors here, and yes, we can recommend using it in the new projects we're going to do here at ARQ SETI. And it's an ideal color for those of you looking for a really light, neutral color in a grayish tone. Novamente Cinza is the name of the color. Okay, guys? This one is also in the grayish palette, but its name is Novamente Cinza. This color here, look, Novamente Cinza, it's very close. I can tell you it's like a cousin or even a twin sister to the other two. To Bem Sucedido, which I just showed you, and also to Ray de Preguiçosa. It's really very close to them, right? Edipo, how is this one different from the others you showed me? It's about 15%, give or take. But this one here, again, great. Depending on the lighting in your house, it will look a lot like a beige tone. Okay? It's already a neutral, standard, medium color. Remember how I always tell you that there are medium colors, there are light colors, and there are medium to dark colors? Okay? I always recommend that you use a very light shade as the predominant color, a medium shade to highlight a wall or some main detail, and a darker shade only for accents. Don't overuse dark colors to paint your house as the main color, because it will make it too dark. That's my opinion, okay? And this color here, look, again, gray, it's a color that's kind of in the middle, you know? It's a medium tone, not too light or dark, making it an excellent color. Another option in grayish tones for you who are looking for this kind of palette to choose for painting your house. And finally, the color functional gray, which is also a grayish tone, but now it really resembles a neutral gray tone. Of course, I couldn't leave out a grayish tone in this video, but one that really reminds you of a neutral gray tone. Okay? If I said at the beginning of the video that there's that more metallic gray, which is cyber metallic, which is really gray, gray, gray when we talk about it. Now this color here, functional gray, is a shade that really resembles gray, but it's actually in the grayish color palette. Alright? So, if you don't like gray tones, if you don't like beige tones, if you don't like brown tones, here are 10 cool colors for you to choose from in the grayish color palette. Current colors, modern colors, beautiful colors, from the lightest to a medium to a dark shade. Here, we saw that you can choose these to paint both the inside and the outside of your house. Okay, it works for both situations, interior colors and exterior colors. My suggestion is that for the interior, you use the paint. Choose one of these colors we just saw. By the way, I want to ask you, Which of these 10 colors that you just saw with me here would you choose to paint your house, either inside or outside? Let me know here, out of these 10, which one would you choose? So, picking up from here, my tip is for the inside, you should choose one of these colors in a matte finish, okay? It gives that nicer feeling, that cool velvety touch for the inside. And for the outside, you should use a rubberized paint, a semi-gloss paint, or a satin paint to paint the exterior of your house because it will provide better protection and more resistance for that wall. Matte inside, satin, semi-gloss, or rubberized outside. So, did you like these 10 gray shades that I'm showing you here? Trendy modern colors that are popular right now, At the moment, you're watching this video with me, and they'll be a hit next year too. These are colors I've already researched here, and architects and decorators are really liking them. They're including them a lot in their projects, even if it's in other materials. We're talking about painting, we're talking about wall painting, okay? These colors I'm showing you here. But nothing stops decorators from using them for the sofa fabric, for the cabinetry, or for the panel. You get it? For the curtains that go in your living room or your bedroom. Nothing stops them from mixing these colors in other materials as well. I'm showing you wall colors in this video, but they can also feel free to choose colors in other materials. And one last tip for you here in this video before we finish, pay attention, because this is really important. I'm showing you 10 colors here, but the depot, I like the orange calcite. It was a color we saw here. I like the orange calcite. Depot, that's the one. Camel, I thought it was great. The color of your shirt reminded us of camel here. I thought it was fantastic. I'm going to buy it to paint the inside of my house. Before you buy any color you saw here in this video, buy the sample, okay? Buy the sample, guys, buy that little sample. It's 20-30 reais, okay? You buy the color you liked here, it arrives at your house, and then you paint a small section on your wall, including where the lighting hits that wall directly. So you can really understand, see it during the day, see it at night, and decide if this is the color you're going to choose to paint your whole house. Then you buy just enough paint to cover your house. Okay, don't go and buy 2 or 3 cans of paint in these colors right away to paint the inside. Buy a sample first. If you like how it looks, purchase it to avoid mistakes or wasting money. Wow, I saw the color in Edipo's video, but it looks different here. Sometimes what you're seeing here on your phone screen, on your computer screen, on your television is a color that I'm showing you here. But when it's actually painted on your wall, physically, there might be some variations because here we're looking at a digital screen. The actual color painted on the wall can indeed have a certain percentage of variation in the final shades, either a bit more or a bit less. That's why I'm telling you, buy a sample, do the test. Did you like it? Enjoy it? Then buy just enough paint to cover your house. Did you like it, guys? Did you enjoy the tips and the 10 colors I shared? Is this video worth your like? Is it worth your subscription if you haven't subscribed yet? And it's also worth your comment. Comment below which of these 10 you would choose to paint your house, okay? For next year in this case. I hope you enjoyed it, liked it. I'll see you in our next video. Take care.